It's pouring with rain in West
today's
London.
match referee leads out the two sides.
Since the year Margaret Thatcher
Chelsea led by their skipper Frank Lampard in the absence of John Terry.
Of the Premiership, their cabinet is looking threadbare
Michael
just
Brown
now.
leading out the
Leader
visitors
of the House,
from 2
John
miles
Terry,
down the road.
out for 2 or 3 weeks at least. Joe Cole may face an operation. Arjen Robben has a hamstring injury. 2 regular goalkeepers are missing, and Khalid Boularus is suspended. So, Jose Mourinho down to 16 senior players.
Absolutely
Salomon
tipping down
Kalou
here
is
at Stamford Bridge this afternoon.
Shevchenko, who's on the bench. But good news from the treatment room. John Terry was running again this morning and kicking the ball. Peter Cech is in the crowd today.
Here ahead of what will be a fiercely
Fulham
contested London derby.
change from the team that drew at Charlton on Wednesday. Heider Helguson serves a one-match ban, so Collins John starts up front. Pierce, Knight, Bullard and Bouba Diop are all still injured,
to the bridge this
but
afternoon,
Luis
taking up their ticket allocation.
is back as a substitute.
And they come into this game with a bit of hope today. Well, let's get straight to the team news at Stamford Bridge. The continued absence of John Terry is arguably Jose Mourinho's biggest problem, although his recuperation is progressing at speed. He told me before kick-off he could be back in a week to 10 days. More defensive worries, though, come in the form of a suspension to Khalid Boularus, the return of Ashley Cole, the only change to the back four from the draw against Reading. Andrei Shevchenko is dropped to the bench after 8 Premier League games without a goal. Salomon Kalou partners Didier Drogba. Like Drogba, Ricardo Carvalho and Claude Makelele face a suspension if they receive a booking today, the game they would miss, the FA Cup third-round tie with Macclesfield. Chris Coleman has become good friends with Jose Mourinho over the past couple of years, and like his opposite number, the Fulham boss also has big injury problems. Today he has to make do without the suspended Heider Helguson, so Collins John comes into the side to partner this season's top scorer, Brian McBride. That's the only change to the team that drew at Charlton in midweek. Klaus Jensen suffered a groin injury after coming off the bench in that game, but Luis Boamorte is back on the bench after missing 3 with a hamstring problem. Well, the team spirit amongst this Chelsea team, something they hope will carry them through this difficult period they are currently experiencing. Stamford Bridge is, of course, a fortress for them, and they will need it to be at this time. They are being seriously tested, it seems at the moment, by every team they face, and with key players missing, this squad, some say, is down to the bare bones. You wouldn't have thought that a situation that would be possible at this club with the owner that they have, with the money available to them, but that's the situation they find themselves in ahead of some interesting tests to come. Aston Villa away, Wigan at home, Liverpool away in the next few matches. And with Manchester United in such commanding form at the moment, Chelsea know they cannot afford a slip up here. Well, our match referee today, Howard Webb, takes charge of this Premier League matchup at Stamford Bridge between two neighbours, two close rivals. Well, this is arguably as close as we've seen to a wobble from a Chelsea side under Jose Mourinho's managerial reign. Yes, they're unbeaten in 9, but 6 goals conceded in 3 Premiership matches isn't what we're used to from them. And they aren't used to chasing a team above them at the top of the table. That, Trevor Francis, makes this West London derby all the more intriguing.
Absolutely so. It's a contest that's eagerly anticipated. An hour ago, the weather conditions were absolutely perfect. Since then, we've had driving rain, which the players won't mind too much. But what will concern them is the swirling wind, which may affect the quality of play.
Collins John with a vital touch. Here's Wayne Routledge now for Fulham. Early spell of pressure here from the visitors. Collins John can't quite get it out from under his feet. Wayne Routledge with a pretty wild effort, which doesn't trouble Hilario in the Chelsea goal.
Well, it's not the best of efforts, this, from Wayne Routledge. He's very much involved in this move as Chelsea fail to clear. The ball is rolled back to him, and he strikes it well wide, and that's been indicative of his goal-scoring form now since he's left Crystal Palace. Yet to score in the Premiership.
Here's Kalou for Chelsea. Interception there from Frank Quadru. Surging run forward from Thomas Radzinski, who will provide support from that wide midfield role that he occupies. Senior commits the foul. We have had driving rain here in the last 20 minutes or so before kick-off. Can expect that to increase the pace of this game with a zippy surface. Here's Kalou. And in comes the run! And Michael Essien not far away from giving Chelsea the perfect start.
Well, Kalou's to provide a lovely little step over, and then arrives in the box. Essien, he stabs it with the outside of his right foot. The timing of the run is quite exceptional, and Essien, having got there, would have expected to have at least hit the target.
Michael Essien has played every minute of Chelsea's season so far. We saw him score against Arsenal back in the opening days of December with a vital goal. Chelsea on the back foot here now, though. Ballack with the layoff. Makelele looks for him again. What are your views on Michael Ballack and the way he's settled into this Chelsea team?
Well, I think any new player coming to a club the size of Chelsea with the expectancy level, there's always going to be a difficult settling in period. I think it's fair to say that the three big money signings, and obviously Ashley Cole fits into that category, I don't think they've been in the best of form since they've been to Chelsea. Of course, I include Shevchenko, but they're all class players of proven ability, and I've absolutely no doubts at all. Given time, they will all become big successes here at the Bridge.
Drogba, who's been a huge success this season. It's Essien again, and Antiniemi is forced to save. Kalou keeps it alive. Drogba's calling for it. Essien has stayed down on the edge of the penalty area. Lampard into space. It's blocked down. Forced to Kalou again. Drogba lurking. And then the foul is committed by Kalou. And Michael Essien is still prone.
Well, it's great hold-up play this from Drogba. Chest control, then knee control, looking for the arrival once again of Essien. And as he takes his shot, it's Christenval who catches him in and around the shin area. He is wearing shin pads, but it looks as if it's just above that area. And Essien doesn't stay down unless he's in some kind of pain. But there you see the hold-up play from Drogba. That's a nasty collision. Christenval going for the ball, missed the ball, definitely caught Essien. Essien got his shot away on this occasion, not like the previous one. It was on target, forcing a save from Naimi.
Well, Jose Mourinho hasn't lost a home league game for over 4.5 years now with Chelsea or Porto. His team are being thoroughly examined at the moment every time a team comes up against them. They're just about weathering the storm, but they can't surely, Trevor, afford to drop any more points or lose any more players through injury, for that matter.
They've started the game this afternoon well. That's important. They've got over the setback of losing the late goal against Reading, and they've come out the blocks very, very quickly, especially Michael Essien.
Offside flag stays down here, and it's Radzinski. Hilario comes across to intercept. And in the end, safety first from the Chelsea goalkeeper. And the Chelsea defenders there appealing for an offside flag on Radzinski that never came.
Well, clearly Radzinski is onside, but the man who was offside was Collins John, who was not interfering with play, not in the active area.
Routledge with a testing ball in, and Hilario is up to that test. Started the last 8 games now, and has conceded 6 in 3 in the Premiership. Essien back on. Ricardo Carvalho. Support from Paulo Ferreira. Here's Lampard, who has the captain's armband, of course, in the absence of John Terry. Ashley Cole forward. Balak's made a run to the byline. Can he pick out a teammate? He can't, it's straight out of play.
Disappointing cross from a player of his ability. Nicely played in by Ashley Cole. Good tracking back it was from Wayne Routledge. And Michael Balak wasn't under severe pressure. He got to the byline, and he's entitled to deliver a better ball than he did.
Michael Balak was cautioned in the Reading game. Ricardo Carvalho, one of the players who would miss the FA Cup match against Macclesfield if he's booked today. Hilario to Ashley Cole, who's under immense pressure here from Radzinski, and the throw has gone Fulham's way. Brown, Rossignol, tackled by Kalou. Ashley Cole has a little bit more time now. He can pick out Jeremy. Options forward. Drogba making the run. Kalou's in the middle. If Drogba can find him.
Well, initially my first thoughts were that Drogba, as he made the run, he was in an offside position. I think it's tight, but I think he was probably a foot offside. But having got himself go side, once again the cross wasn't good enough. The previous one from Balak in the side net, and this one overhit. If it had been better, Kalou would have been in with a goal-scoring opportunity.
SEN beats Volts to win the header. Fulham emerge with the ball. Collins John makes a run, and again the offside flag stays down. Hilario's come out for it. And for the first time he finds himself in the left-back area. Speaking of left-backs, is Ashley Cole. Now it's Balak. Wonderful ball for Jeremy. Drogba's calling for it. Balak's on the back post. Brown's there to intercept. Falls it for Lampard. Ashley Cole stoops to pick out SEN. Makelele. Jeremy with a poor delivery, and Frank Quadru, who was involved in the drama in midweek, scored his first Fulham goal against Charlton on Wednesday night in the 2-2 draw. Drogba looks to get him behind here, and Carlos Bocanegra had to be certain with his header. He'll just have a bit of trouble getting it away. Volts will try to pick out Radzinski. Brian McBride can't reach it. Paulo Ferreira tidying up nicely.
Well, most local derbies you tend to think of them as tense, cautious kind of affairs, but not this one. The opening 10 minutes has been very, very open, and credit there must go to Chris Coleman, who's playing a very adventurous lineup. We fully expected them to be 4-4-2, but it's more of a 4-3-3, and the pace of Radzinski and Collins John in his opening minutes have been a real problem to the back four of Chelsea. I think Chris Coleman fully realises that Chelsea are not at their strongest with the absence of players like John Terry and Boularus. As a result of that, his intentions are quite clear. He's come here not to sit, but to try and beat Chelsea.
Given away hideously by Rossignol, who just about got away with it, and Chris Coleman looked disgusted with his player for playing that sort of pass and getting it so wrong. Chris Coleman said before the game that they'll go at Chelsea as best they possibly can today, take the game to them. Senses they're a little unsettled, but he did add a note of caution. There's never a good time to play Chelsea. SEN. Lampard gives it back to him. Here's Ferreira. Carvalho and Makelele both left it for each other for a second. All into space for Ashley Cole, but even with his pace, he won't reach that. There is Chris Coleman, who's always busy, always animated on the touchlines. Quadru commits. He had to win it there, ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy has it now. Drogba looking for it, and Rossignol there to intercept. is Brown. Rossini forward now for Fulham. They've only kept one clean sheet in their last 9 games. They actually possess the second worst Premier League defence this season, conceding 30 goals. Charlton have put in 36. Ashley Cole winning the free kick for Chelsea. Lampard stands over the ball. Jose Mourinho animated on the edge of his technical area, urging the likes of Ballack and Essien to get forward. Lampard's delivery. Falls here for Kalou, tries to get the shot on the turn.
And as that ball dropped loose in the box, I thought Michael Ballack was going to swing at it with his left foot, but he appeared to miss kick. What was interesting was that Chelsea, normally such a threat on set pieces, elected to keep all the back four back. Players like Carvalho, you'd expect him to go forward. I think that's another example of just how concerned they are with their recent defensive form, and also the threat at the pace that I've spoken about from Collins, John and Radzinski, hitting them on a counter-attack.
Carvalho. Mario frustrated to see that Pizarro own goal go past him against Reading. Jeremy forward for Drogba, cut out by Kadru. Drogba very much the man in form at the moment. Essien skips past the lunge. Can he pick out a teammate? Essien, oh he could, but Kalou couldn't make contact.
Well, once again Essien makes the break. He's such a driving force in midfield, and he picks out Kalou, a hard-driven ball. And Kalou, a great opportunity to put Chelsea in the lead, just takes it with absolutely no conviction and missed the ball completely. What a chance spurn that was from Kalou.
Just wonder if he was slightly put off by the deflection off Bocanegra. Maybe didn't see it coming. Chelsea are in control of this game as we approach the 15-minute mark. Right, ball forward. Chelsea a corner, so forward come the big guns again. Lampard races across to take it. Carvalho moves up from the back. Fulham leaving 2 up here. They did that on Wednesday night against Charlton. One man on the line for Fulham. Here's Lampard's delivery. Essien's broken free, so had Drogba. Drogba wins a Chelsea throw. Carvalho finds Ferreira. Jeremy advanced on the right. Here's Essien. Spots Jeremy. Shrugs off the challenge. Still Jeremy looking for Drogba, who's having his shirt pulled. And there was Kalou climbing on the back post. Now, there was a big tug on Drogba's shirt there.
Well, I was more interested in the fact that 2 Chelsea players left against 1 Fulham player at the back post. That player is Rossini. It's a brilliant ball in from Jeremy. He knows where he wants to put it, hits it deep to the far post, and it's slightly too high for Kalou. I think if it had been the other way round, it probably would have been an absolutely perfect cross for Drogba, who's got the extra 3 or 4 inches on Kalou.
Simon Kalou, who scored his first Premiership goal against Wigan just before Christmas. Only 2 goals for Chelsea, just starting to feel his way around this league at the moment. It's Chelsea who must defend this Fulham throw deep inside their own half.
Just return to that cross from Jeremy. I think that Thomas Radzinski will be pleased that Kalou missed the cross, because he's got to show more resistance. He allowed Jeremy to get past him far too easily.
Moritz Volz now has it, and it's Moritz Volz who scores for Fulham! More questionable defending for Chelsea, and that is goal number 15,000 in the Premier League, and it's the most unlikely of scorers.
Well, it all comes about from a throw-in. Once again, really poor marking from Chelsea. Makelele gets drawn to the player. Morris Volts, he can't believe his luck. He turns, his first touch is not good, but there's nobody to close him down. He has 2-3 touches and then drills the ball with his right foot past Ilario to give Fulham an unlikely one-goal lead.
Well, that's only the 4th goal Moritz Volts has ever scored in his senior career. Not only is it goal number 15,000 in the Premiership, it's given Fulham here a shock lead.
It's actually deflected, isn't it, off the leg of Ferreira. But the amount of time that Volts gets in the penalty box is quite unbelievable. You mentioned his first touch as he turned not being a good one, but it wasn't necessary. He had 2, possibly 3 more touches before he gets it under control, and then his shot cannons off the leg of Ferreira and it's deflected past Ilario.
Well, questions being asked of Jose Mourinho again. He doesn't look comfortable. This really is a testing time for the Chelsea manager. I'm not sure that he's experienced a spell like this, Trevor, in his time in the country. Collins John battling down there with Makelele, and the free kick goes in favour of the home team. Well, what's going through his mind right now?
Well, he's absolutely delighted that having conceded 4 or 5 good opportunities to Chelsea, which have all been wasted by the home side. His side, he sees them take the lead from the likely source of Moritz Volts playing in midfield today, although he is normally a regular right back. But the only good thing for Chelsea, Andy, is the fact that there's such a long way to go in this game, and they've already shown that they've got the players here to score goals. They've created enough opportunities, but once again they may have to rely, as they've done on many occasions this season, on Didier Drogba.
Drogba is the target, tries to flick it on for Ballack. Christian Val has to deal with this, couldn't go back to his keeper, could only concede the throw. Drogba the target again. Essien can't get the ball under control. Chelsea thought they should have had a free kick there. Kalou skips past Rossignol. Still Kalou. And the chance on the back post for Ballack. And Radzinski will clear away.
What a fantastic run that is from Kalou. But he's too honest for his own good, because here now there's a little touch there from Routledge, could easily have gone over for the penalty, stands on his feet, and there's a brilliant clearance at the back post from Carlos Bocanegra.
Fulham urged on by their fans, watching on here as Niemi's goal is threatened again by the head of Ricardo Carvalho. Well, do they have an immediate fight back? Do they have an immediate response, Chelsea? Here's the goal again.
Well, quite clearly there the ball is deflected off Paulo Ferreira past Ilario to beat him at his near post. No fault of the keeper, but the marking leaves a lot to be desired.
Radzinski to Brown. Flag stays down again through Brian McBride's run. Here's Wayne Routledge! And he's fuming with himself.
Well, it's Routledge's second chance of the game. This is the easier one. But once again, look how easy Fulham get in. The cross should have been blocked by Ferreira. Finds its way to Wayne Routledge. They could easily have had another touch on this, but he elects to play it with the side foot. Leaning back, the ball flies over the crossbar of Ilario.
Here's Routledge. Skips past Ashley Cole. Collins John in support. Poor choice there. And Jose Mourinho, I think, is learning, as if he didn't know already, just how crucial John Terry is to his defence, to his team. Because the absence of his captain is certainly showing at the moment. It's with Ashley Cole. Chelsea have certainly had their fair share of possession in this game. Had the majority of the possession.
Well, Michael Brown disagreeing with Howard Webb, but he knows that it's a little tug on the shirt of Frank Lampard. Here goes the right hand, catches the arm of Frank Lampard, just halting his progress. Howard Webb looking to give the advantage, but there wasn't any, so rightly gives the free kick to Chelsea.
Frank Lampard with the delivery for Chelsea. So many options to pick out, but it's Brown, the first man, who gets it away. And the counter-attack is on again here for Fulham now. It's Collins John, closed down by Ferreira. And which way is that going to go? Howard Webb consults the assistant, and it's a corner.
Once again, that pace that I've been talking about all afternoon was very much in evidence. Paulo Ferreira coming across on the cover, and a good 3 or 4 yards on Collins John. But he's so quick, and he wins his team a corner.
We are midway through the first half at Stamford Bridge, where Fulham lead. Routledge with the corner. Drogba to attack it, commanding in the air, of course.
Well, everyone talks about the goals that Drogba has scored this season, but he's such a good all-round player. His value you saw there, so good at defending set pieces, and it was his header that got distance to clear the lines for Chelsea.
Essien, Carvalho, now Ashley Cole to get it away for Chelsea. Now the offside flag is raised on Kalou. Chelsea have a history of coming from behind to earn points. They've done that in 3 of their last 7 games. They came back from behind to draw 1-1 against Manchester United and against Arsenal. They're coming from behind here again through Essien. They came back twice to win 3-2 at Everton, of course. So they know how to do it. Jose Mourinho won't like the fact that they keep having to do it. And the heavens open here in West London again. Routledge. John and McBride in advanced positions. Here is Collins John. Brown was looking for McBride. Radzinski's ball won't cause any problem for the Chelsea defence.
No, he's not a natural kicker of the ball with his left foot. And I think that was a good example there. Under no kind of pressure. Just when the big centre forward, Brian McBride, was looking for a delivery, a good delivery, so it was wasted by Radzinski.
Christian Val bumping into Solomon Kalou. Well, there's the man they're missing at the moment, John Terry, who said before the game he could be back in a week to 10 days. He ran on this pitch at around 12 this afternoon. Just 48 hours after his back operation. Ashley Cole looked to be obstructed there by Routledge. Howard Webb allows play to continue. Lampard. Cole in support. Lampard looks for the return pass and gets it. Still Frank Lampard. Antiniemi had to hang on with both Chelsea strikers looking for rebounds.
Yeah, it was good build-up play between the two England boys, Frank Lampard and Ashley Cole. But the finish from Frank wasn't one of his best. I think he was in 2 minds whether to cross it or actually shoot.
Routledge's ball deflected kindly for Collins John. Fulham will build from the back, bringing Quadru into things. Here's Radzinski. Jeremy with the challenge. It's a Fulham throw.
This is where the goal came from, wasn't it? Throwing in a similar position. Will they have learnt their lesson? It doesn't appear to be so, because once again the marking is really poor.
Quadru's ball in. McBride was climbing there, and Carvalho doing his best to put him off. Chelsea, of course, have this tremendous home record. They're unbeaten in 54 games at Stamford Bridge. 43 wins in that time. It's a Premier League record spanning 34 months. There is, of course, plenty of time for them to respond here. Makelele looks to hold off McBride, and he does just that. And he picks out Lampard. Here's Kalou. Drogba through the middle. Lampard is square. Kalou wanted a free kick. Howard Webb having none of it. Ballack. Now Essien. He in turn picks out Jeremy, who returns the ball to Essien. Makelele in support. Chelsea methodical in their build-up. Here's Lampard. Kalou now. Still Kalou. Needed and got a good challenge from Rosinia.
Well, Kalou's done most of his best work on this left-hand side. He's been the tormentor of Rosinia. And when you're in the penalty box, you have to be careful. But Rosinia timed his tackle very well.
Lampard's corner for Chelsea. Doesn't meet the man at the near post. Makelele heads it back for Lampard, who thinks about going for goal. Didn't quite get that one right. Frank Lampard, who hasn't scored on this ground, you know, Trevor, since the middle of August.
For the last 3 or 4 minutes, he's just starting to stamp his authority on this game. He's been carefully marked by the captain today of Fulham, Michael Brown. But running with the ball, he's taken it on a couple of occasions past Brown, starting now to influence the midfield like we know he can do. I should say that goalless run of Lampard's at Stamford Bridge is in Premier League games. Goal today could be crucial for Chelsea's Premier League aspirations if he can find one. They take one from anywhere. Drogba to Lampard. John is bumped there by Didier Drogba. To apologise. A little frustrating, I'm sure, for Collins John. I think the idea was that get up quickly, apologise, in the hope that Mr. Webb won't brandish a yellow card. It worked. Fulham's free kick is taken quickly. Bryde tried to knock it back in for Collins John. Mario is there. Chelsea unbeaten in 9 games despite this little wobble we talk about. 6 wins, 3 draws in that time since defeat at the hands of Spurs. Brzezinski. Falls again in an advanced position, but couldn't control this time. Lampard. Was he just nudged there by Brown? He was enough for Howard Webb to give Chelsea the free kick. Well, that's typical of the runs I was just referring to from Frank Lampard. Starting to get away now from Michael Brown. Lampard forward for Jeremy. Options in the middle again for him to pick out. His deliveries have been impressive of late. Drew will clear away for Fulham. Jose Mourinho, hands in pockets, watches from the edge of the technical area as his team search an equalising goal here with half an hour gone at Stamford Bridge. Tackled by McBride. John didn't have too many options ahead of him. Routledge gives it away. It's with Ballack. Ballack holds off Routledge, squares it, but Lampard won't reach it. Well, the one thing that Chelsea won't do is they won't panic. They've got some very experienced players of great quality, and the one thing they know they've got on their side is that they're the only side in the Premiership who's scored in every game this season. Well, some dissenting voices amongst the fans who aren't used to this, it has to be said. The last couple of years they've largely had things all their own way. Looking for Kalou, but Drew intercepts and clears for Fulham. Only momentarily easing the pressure. Hoisted back in for Drogba.
Rutledge comes across to just possess Drogba, but Chelsea get a corner out of it nonetheless.
Well, that typifies the spirit, doesn't it, of Fulham. A mismatch in terms of physical size between Rutledge and Drogba. But Rutledge wasn't going to allow Drogba to get the ball to his feet. He didn't mind giving the corner away, but it was good defending from Wayne Rutledge.
Lampard's corner, too close to Antoniemi. Much to the delight of the Fulham fans down in that corner, who are giving Lampard a bit of a hard time, as you would imagine. Frank Lampard, of course, scored both the goals in that 2-0 win against Fulham at Craven Cottage in September. Here's Volts again, getting forward, colliding with Ferreira. Referee waves it away. Volts is playing on. One ball forward from Ilario. Drogba not even looking at the ball, just trying to put Christian Valov. End-to-end stuff here. I'm not sure that we would have expected this game to be quite so open. Finds John the target. He sneaks in ahead of Carvalho there. Here's Lampard. Ballack and now Essien. Jeremy. Ballack makes a run to a wide position, and Jeremy just delayed too long before trying to pick out his teammate.
Well, the initial run from Ballack was a good one, but once Jeremy didn't see him, he elected to come on the inside of the Fulham player and then try to reverse ball, which is always going to be difficult.
Fulham came to Stamford Bridge on Boxing Day last year and gave Chelsea a real run for their money. 3-2 that day. Took a late winner from Hernan Crespo to earn Chelsea all 3 points. Fulham have come here today with a similar sort of attitude. They are producing a similar kind of performance. Ballack gives it away, but Howard Webb says he was fouled by Brown.
It's not the first free kick that Michael Brown's conceded, and I would think that Howard Webb's got his eye on that situation. None of them nasty challenges, Andy, but just accumulation of free kicks. They all add up, and Howard Webb's an experienced referee. He would have noted that.
Drogba the target from the throw. Fulham have big numbers back defending here. Makelele will hoist it in, looking for Drogba. Headed down by Rosenior, forced to Lampard! Oh, it's deflected in! Off Liam Rosenior, I think! And Frank Lampard celebrates in front of the Fulham fans. He scored 2 against them before in the previous meeting this season, but this goes down surely as an own goal.
Well, I've talked about the influence of Frank Lampard, very much in evidence here. Not a great header from Rosenior, doesn't get any distance on it. And Lampard backing the play up so well as he does, gets onto it, drives the ball with his right foot. I'm not sure actually if it was going in. It definitely takes a deflection from Rosenior. Frank will look to claim it. I'm not so sure that he'll be actually given that goal. But what does count is that Chelsea deservedly are back on level terms.
Well, it might just be the 4th time in 8 games that they take points from losing positions. Radzinski with the layoff then for Fulham. How do they respond now? So often in situations like this, the 3rd goal is all important. Can give a team momentum as well as giving them the lead, of course. Ballack, here's Ashley Cole. Heightened sense of anticipation now, and the offside flag is raised on Kalou, who's not heard the whistle. Well, is this an OG? I think it has to be. Yes, it is.
Well, there's the header from Rosenior. He's stooping down, he can't get any distance on it. Frank Lampard backing the play up well from the edge of the box, strikes the ball, not as well as he would have liked, but he gets very fortunate because it comes off the leg of Liam Rosenior and flies into the back of the net. Fulham's opening goal was also a deflection of Paulo Ferreira, but on that occasion I'm sure the goal will be given to Wout, but on this occasion I think it has to go down as an own goal against Liam Rosenior.
Here is Rosenior. Now Routledge looks to twist and turn away from Ashley Cole. Christian Wout tries to pick out Radzinski and does with a wonderful ball. Kadru. And John can't reach it. Chelsea maintain their record of being the only team in the Premiership to score in every game they've played this season. There's Jeremy. Drogba making a run. I haven't seen much from Didier Drogba today. He's been lively, he's been busy so far. Hasn't yet had a chance on goal. Collins John, the senior in support. What can he do to perhaps make amends? His ball in is dealt with by Ferreira. Back away from Brown. Essien is closed down by Volts. Chelsea marauding forward. Essien rather fortunate. Here's Didier Drogba, stabs it forward for Kalou, and I'll tell you, Michael Ballack was wide open. Counter-attack is on for Fulham. Barely chance to catch our breath here.
Well, we spoke after a couple of minutes, didn't we, about the game starting off in tremendous fashion, and that's how it's continued. We're now in the 38th minute. It's been absolutely gripping, end-to-end stuff, chances galore. We've seen 2 goals, and I'll be absolutely staggered if there's not more goals in this game, because both teams have adopted a very, very adventurous approach, and it's all adding up to a cracking local derby.
Oh, and it could be a mistake here at the back again from Jeremy, which allows Collins John in, and just for a split second he had a sight of goal.
Once again, Chelsea littered with errors at the back. Carvalho comes to the rescue. Very poor first touch from Jeremy, almost gives Collins John a goal-scoring opportunity.
Interestingly, watching Michael Ballack down there, he's acting as the cheerleader, if you like, trying to raise the troops. He's a captain, of course. He knows how to raise his players. Into the area it comes again. Maurice Volts will stab it in once more, and Carlos Bocanegra would have been offside. He was the target from the initial ball. Well, Jose Mourinho hasn't lost a home league game in 4.5 years. For either Chelsea or Porto. Hasn't lost a Premier League game at Stamford Bridge in 48 matches. The side are being held here. It's Lampard.
This is probably the best shot of the afternoon from Frank Lampard. It's his 4th shot. Slightly high and slightly wide, but the confidence is there.
Frank Lampard has scored in 5 of his last 6 games against Fulham. That's 6 of his last 7 now. Makelele holds the ball out for Collins John, and Fulham will have the free kick for the offside. Howard Webb just making sure a bit of order is restored and making sure the players know that he's keeping an eye on the watch as well. Christian Wout. Senior forward for Radzinski, who slips in behind Ashley Cole. Carvalho cuts out the pass. That throw has gone Fulham's way, despite Kalou appealing for it. Rosenior looking for Collins John. He was trying to pick out McBride. Howard Webb says that was not a handball. Essien. Here's Ballack. Forward for Lampard. Now, that will be Michael Brown's final foul, you would suspect, before a yellow card.
And Frank Lampard is continually getting goal side of Michael Brown. Nothing vindictive in the little push from Michael, but it's his 5th foul in this game. And he may get lucky, because it appears that Howard Webb has been very lenient, just a telling off, and probably saying to him, listen son, next time there won't be any lectures, you'll be in the book.
I thought he said that last time. Well, you can see the rain lashing down here at Stamford Bridge. Conditions not easy for any player, particularly goalkeepers, particularly when they're faced with potentially thunderous drives from this sort of range from Frank Lampard. Two and a half minutes remaining before half-time. It's Frank Lampard, it's deflected again, and it could have gone anywhere off Drogba.
Yes, and the type of season that Drogba's having, you wouldn't have bet on him getting a touch for this and seeing the ball fly past Naimi into the goal. But the shot from Frank Lampard, not on target, and it was a decent deflection from Drogba.
Well, might Roman Abramovich be forced to sign a couple of checks in the January transfer window, I wonder? Does Jose Mourinho need reinforcements in the title race? I'm sure it won't trouble the man who in the Sunday Times rich list recently was valued at having a fortune of around £11 billion.
Well, everyone's concentrating their minds on the loss of John Terry, but we shouldn't forget the loss of Joe Cole and Arjen Robben, 2 players who have been exceptional for Chelsea. Both of them goal scorers, but when you look at this season, between them, just 1 goal, and that was the winner at Wigan from Robben. That's the only goal he's scored this season, and Joe Cole hasn't opened his account yet in the Premier League. So that's a big loss from those 2 players. And of course, another big loss has been that of Petr Cech, rated the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. So it all adds up to a lot of players missing for Chelsea.
Ashley Cole heads down. Kalou looks to cause a problem here for Christian Val, and it took a sprawling save from Antti Niemi to keep hold of the ball and the nerves, worries for Chris Coleman. A foul there perhaps on Christian Val.
It was a foul, and Naimi appeared to be caught by Kalou as he hurdled over his body, but I don't think there was any intent there. I think he was just trying to avoid the goalkeeper.
Collins John looks to turn his man. Now Paulo Ferreira looked to have a hand on the shoulder there, did he? Collins John not happy.
And that's clearly a foul from Ferreira on Collins John, but the initial punt downfield was missed by Carvalho. It's absolutely imperative that you start winning those first balls. Carvalho, he got up, mistimed his leap, and as a result of that, put Paulo Ferreira in all sorts of difficulty.
Well, we have 2 minutes added on here at the end of the first half. We are into stoppage time now.
Well, there'll be 1 or 2 candidates to take this free kick. It's probably Fulham's last chance of regaining the lead before half-time, but the Frenchman, Frank Quadrou, he appears to be the favourite with his very cultured left foot.
Yellow card for Ferreira amongst all of that. First booking of the afternoon. Well, Collins John trots forward. He'll look to try and block the Wolves' view of this. Plenty of players sniffing around looking for any rebounds. It's Frank Quadrou, it's off the wall. It's still alive here for Fulham. Lawrence Bolts with an air shot. Still with a chance to cross though. Racina. Time running out at the end of this first half. Collins John with the glancing header. Well, Chris Coleman has seen his side take a lead at Stamford Bridge, only to surrender it, and it looks as though his side will be level going in at half-time.
Yes, the half-time whistle is imminent, and I think Chris Coleman would absolutely love it if that was the final whistle rather than the half-time whistle, because his team have done well, but he knows it's going to be an onslaught in the second half from Chelsea.
Chris Coleman's team are 5 points better off than this time last season, and they are halfway to earning a point here at Stamford Bridge, taking the lead on 16 minutes when Moritz Volt's effort was deflected in past Hilario in the Chelsea goal, only for young Liam Racina to concede an own goal after Frank Lampard's ferocious drive, which looked to be going wide anyway. Cruel for Fulham perhaps, who've battled bravely at the bridge. At half-time, it's Chelsea 1, Fulham 1.
Just a quick correction on the goal scorer of the equaliser. It was in fact, having looked at the replays, an own goal by number 7 from Liam Racina.
Well, an enthralling encounter at Stamford Bridge this afternoon got underway when Moritz Volts, the most unlikely of scorers on 16 minutes, fired a shot in which took a slight deflection off Paulo Ferreira. That was the 15,000th goal in the Premier League. This was the response. Frank Lampard with a ferocious drive from long range, deflected in off Liam Racina for Chelsea's equaliser. That's how it stands at half-time at Stamford Bridge. It's 1-1.
Radzinski, oh, he let that run. Volts. Oh, chance for Fulham. Moritz Volts. And against the run of play, Fulham have taken... Makelele. Drogba and Christensen. Lampard!
back then to Stamford Bridge for this Barclays English Premier League match between Chelsea and Fulham. Neighbours, rivals, and nothing between them at the moment. Frank Lampard's shot deflected in for the Chelsea equaliser. Liam Rosenior own goal. All that after Moritz Volz gave Fulham the lead here. There's the man they're missing, John Terry. When will he be back? And the current evidence, he is much needed. Well, twice this season already in the Premiership, Chelsea have come from behind to earn a 1-1 draw. As Everton fans will no doubt remember, they have also come from behind to win this season. They know how to do it. Today, they have to do it if they're to take all 3 points from this West London derby. Neither side making any changes at half-time at Stamford Bridge today. Jose Mourinho sticks with what he's got. It's not the strongest looking of Chelsea benches that we've ever seen, although Andrei Shevchenko is on the bench alongside Sean Wright-Phillips in terms of attacking options. Trevor.
Yeah, it's not bad though, is it, when you've got £45 million worth of players in the two that you've just mentioned. There's no other team in world football can boast that. But at the moment, he's going to stick with what he's got. Rest assured that after 65 minutes, if they haven't got the lead, then I'm sure he'll introduce Shevchenko or Wright-Phillips, or possibly both of them.
Ashley Cole winning the header against Wayne Routledge, who was certainly busy through the opening 45 minutes.
I mentioned in the first half that there were occasions, especially early on, when Fulham were playing very much a 4-3-3 lineup. At the start of the second half, we're actually playing now 4-4-2 with Radzinski on the left.
Rosenior's ball was disappointing. Out for a corner.
And once again, Fulham, as they did in the first half, taking the game to Chelsea. Nicely shaped ball from Rosenior, takes a deflection off the Chelsea player and gives them the opportunity to put Chelsea under a little bit more pressure.
Brian McBride possibly amongst the targets, and it is McBride who is picked out. It's off the line, and it's away there by Lampard, I think. Brian McBride's header almost giving Fulham the lead again. Two minutes gone in the second half here, and Fulham are threatening again. This time it's a glancing header on the near post from Carlos Bocanegra.
It's an out-swinging corner from Routledge. McBride gets up way above Ballot, and it's a great downward header. McBride gets the power behind it. It's directed towards goal, and Ilario makes an excellent save because his view is blocked by two players directly in front of him. He gets that important touch. Could so easily have fallen to a white shirt, but Chelsea escape.
Also having to contend with a deflection of either Christian Val or possibly Jeremy. Now it's Bocanegra who challenged from the secondary corner, but has to clear away for Fulham. Well, once again, drama at the bridge. Essien. Makelele goes back to Ricardo Carvalho. Turns it to the Frenchman. Ashley Cole looking to get in behind the Fulham back line. And now it's Fulham who are attacking. Brian McBride has options to pick out. Collins John is the target. Sliding in and unable to connect again. And Ilario goes walkabout again.
Well, McBride isn't the quickest player, but he gets go side of the Chelsea back four. And as he plays that ball into the box, Collins John certainly gets a yard on Jeremy. But the pace of the ball flies past Collins John, and denies him a goal-scoring opportunity. But Fulham have started really well. 2 early openings in this second half.
Makelele finds Ashley Cole in a bit of space. Lampard looks to give it back to him. Ashley Cole ended up on his knees, appealing for a free kick. Away games. Their only away win this season, in fact, was at Newcastle. An awful away record last season, which Chris Coleman has been determined to do something about this campaign. Tried everything last season to try and change things. Chelsea attacking again. Drogba the target. Christian Val standing him up. Now the offside flag is raised on Kalou.
Yeah, that was good defending from Fulham. Just as the ball came out towards Michael Ballack, he just tried to put it back into the danger area, but the Fulham back four as a unit just stepped out a good 2 or 3 yards, trying to make the edge of the box, and in doing so caught young Kalou in an offside position.
Routledge into the loose ball by Ballack. Essien has Jeremy trundling forward on the right, back through the middle. Here is Jeremy. One of the major aspects of Fulham's performance on Wednesday night was the way they closed down in the midfield areas. They were hunting in packs at times. Now the Charlton players any time on the ball, and that's exactly what they've gone about doing here again today. Coleman said before the game that one of the reasons that he and Jose Mourinho got on so well was Jose admired his dress sense. They have become close over the last couple of years. Drogba wins the header. There's not a Chelsea man on hand to win the loose ball though. And Essien there, just caught Radzinski. It's going to sting on a cold afternoon.
He's a little bit fortunate to get away with that, because quite clearly Radzinski got there well before Essien, and Essien left his foot there, catching Radzinski on the hand.
Here's Wayne Routledge then for Fulham. Again, the rain lashes down, making this surface tricky to play on. Kalou to Lampard, forward now to Drogba. Ballack won't reach it before Quadru. Makelele is challenged there pretty sternly by Frank Quadru. There's a ball to be won. Ballack for Jeremy now. Drogba through the middle, too close though to Antiniemi. Drogba applauding the vision, if not the delivery. Chelsea won the last 3 Premiership matches against Fulham at Stamford Bridge. They're unbeaten against them here in 7. Jose Mourinho doing his best not to get those designer shoes dirty. He's just asking if there's a little bit of time wasting going on here from Frank Quadru. Howard Webb alert to it. Radzinski with an audacious little back flick. The back pass to Ilario is cleared away. Lampard closed down by Brown. Referee allows advantage to be played. It's with Carvalho. He does well to pick out Didier Drogba. Kalou's in the middle. Balak's in the middle. Drogba can pick out neither.
Well, that's another foul by Michael Brown committed. And it wouldn't surprise me, you know, that when the ball goes out of play, if the referee comes back and puts Michael Brown in his book. I think he noted it, didn't he?
Certainly seemed to, Howard Webb. We haven't had a break in play yet. Jeremy. Now Essien. Balak's in the middle. So too is Kalou. Drogba lurking on the back post. Kalou comes close to Essien. Chelsea have the throw.
Well, I think the delay has certainly worked in Michael Brown's favour, because none of us want to see players go in the book, but I think Michael Brown's a little bit fortunate there to get away with it.
Essien unable to control after Kalou's pass picked him out. Amazing really when you remember that Michael Essien actually broke his wrist in the Community Shield game, the pre-season curtain raiser, but still, despite that, he's played in every game for Chelsea this season. Played the early stages with a cast on. There's one man who could well be an option for Jose Mourinho. Sean Wright-Phillips warming up.
Just returning to Michael Essien, if he'd not been such outstanding form of Didier Drogba, then surely Michael Essien would be Chelsea's Player of the Year.
Glanced on by Radzinski, charged down by McBride. Carvalho had a bit of an awkward one to deal with there. He's done well. Makelele picks out Ashley Cole. And here is Didier Drogba. Kalou now. Running out of space. No time on the ball for these Chelsea players. Look at the way the Fulham players are closing them down so quickly. They're forcing them all the way back into their own half here. That's what I was talking about earlier, that hunting impact. But now Chelsea respond. It's Michael Essien. Plenty to pick out. There's Drogba. Essien gets another chance. Essien went down. Quadru says he didn't touch him.
I'd like to see this one again, because my first impression was that Essien had lost possession and he takes a dive. And my first impression was the right one. Michael Essien driving to the byline, got too much weight on it, went out for a goal kick, and he tried to calm the referee by falling over. I think Mr. Webb has got to look at that a little bit closer than what he did on that situation.
Well, Andrei Shevchenko is being prepared down below us. Frank Lampard now for Chelsea. Here's Kalou. Can't get past Rossignol. Chelsea will now make their substitution, and against Reading, Andrei Shevchenko was hauled off in the 58th minute. Today he is sent on in the 58th minute. It is Jeremy who makes way, so that more than likely we'll see Michael Essien move to right back, and on comes Andrei Shevchenko, who's been on the bench for 3 of Chelsea's last 4 Premier League games. He hasn't scored in 8 matches in this league. Today, Jose Mourinho expects a goal from him. Makelele forward for Drogba. Just got caught under his feet. Drogba still has it. Was he fouled there by Brown? He was. Webb doesn't seem to be reaching for his pocket yet. Got Andrei Shevchenko as his name sung by the fans behind the goal in the Matthew Harding stand. Many of them on their feet here for this Chelsea free kick. of an inquiry as to who's going to have it. Drogba placing the ball, maybe organising his wall. Frank Lampard walking away. So it looks like being Drogba to Ballack and Drogba to shoot again. Fulham players will try and charge it down. It is Didier Drogba. It is a little disappointing after all of that build-up. Chelsea currently 9 points worse off than this time last season. Andrei Shevchenko sent on to do a job here by Jose Mourinho, who's now explaining to Salomon Kalou that he wants him wide on the right of a front three. Ballack wins the header. Shevchenko gets his first touch. In now for Didier Drogba. The flag stays down on him, and just a little too much on the pass from the Chelsea perspective for Didier Drogba, who only scored 16 goals last season. He already has 19 in 30 games. Senior's ball is drilled into Frank Lampard. Certainly felt the full force of that.
Certainly a good block from Frank Lampard in the change of personnel and system. He's got Frank Lampard now playing on the left of four. Two central midfield players being Ballack and Makelele. And as you mentioned, Kalou has come out onto the right-hand side. Just looking to get a bit more width into the play, Chelsea, whereas before they were so dependent on the two full-backs.
Well, even with Fulham attacking deep inside the Chelsea half, Chelsea have three players committed forward. Might leave them exposed at the back. And again, it might just fall here for Kalou. It would have done, but for the closing down of Radzinski. And now with Chelsea looking for a quick counter, Jose doesn't mind getting the shoes dirty. Trying to keep the tempo high here. Ballack with a wonderful ball for Ashley Cole. Cole has options to choose. It's Didier Drogba to attack it. Might fall here to Frank Lampard. Shevchenko's in the middle. So it's Drogba! Chelsea come from behind again. And when you need a goal, there's one man that you turn to at the moment, and it's Didier Drogba.
Well, it's Drogba with a header, but all the credit surely must go to Frank Lampard. Good ball in from Ashley Cole. Good challenge from Drogba. Drops to Frank Lampard, who swivels, plays it blindly. It's an absolutely superb ball from Lampard. Drogba, all he has to do is just make sure he gets a good connection. And if he does that from 6 yards or even 5 yards, he's not going to miss from that kind of distance. Naimi, absolutely no chance. Good header from Drogba, but food and drink for a guy in the sort of form that he's been in this season.
Didier Drogba has scored winning goals in 3 of the last 5 games that he's played in before today. It could well be another winning goal. Essien really has gone down a cul-de-sac here. He manages to go back out the way he came in. Kadru going to get past Kalou. Away sternly by Ferreira. Radzinski now. And the rain absolutely pouring down. Radzinski's ball in, plenty to attack it, and it was just taken off the head there of Brian McBride. Look at this weather. Well, these conditions are not easy to play in. Chelsea might just find out why here with Collins John attacking.
Once again, McBride showing his aerial brilliance. Deep cross from Ratledge. McBride up above Essien. Collins John from 12 yards. Difficult chance with his left foot. Can't get the volley on target. This is the ball from Lampard. Turns it back in. Right onto the head of Drogba. He doesn't have to break step. It's a beautiful ball this from Lampard.
Well, pretty much anyone sitting in the lower tier here at Stamford Bridge today. Didier Drogba is flagged offside. Anyone in the lower tier here today is getting absolutely drenched in monsoon conditions. And for the last few moments, the best way to respond to that for these fans was to sing at the top of their voices. Here's Routledge. This is where it gets tricky, isn't it? These players absolutely drench the surface. Might well go from being quick and pacey here to a little mud-soaked. And there's Essien stopping Kudru in his tracks.
I don't know if you noticed how he stopped him. It was a handoff with his right fist, catching Kudru straight in the face.
What can Fulham do to respond here? Kudru's delivery. And the counter-attack is on now. It's Andrei Shevchenko, who's desperate for a goal. He just overruns it. Rossini with the tackle. Drogba surging forward now. Ashley Cole, who finds himself out of position. It's Kalou forward. Almost fell for Drogba. Christian Bale will emerge with it for Fulham. It's Wayne Routledge. Rossini, whose own goal got Chelsea back on level terms, is dispossessed here. It goes to Ilario. Essien under pressure from Radzinski. Essien again, both managers animated in the technical area.
And Mourinho rightly so, because that wasn't a good ball from Ilario. A short ball there to Essien was full of risk. It should have gone long.
Frank Lampard. Shevchenko was flagged offside. And Chris Coleman is preparing to make a change, just as Jose Mourinho sent on Andrei Shevchenko to try and change this game. It looks as though Luis Boa-Morte is being prepared down below us. Well, Chris Coleman absolutely drenched down there. Looks like he forgot to bring the overcoat today.
You don't mind getting drenched as a manager when you're winning. It feels even wetter, of course, when you're losing.
Didier Drogba forward for Shevchenko. What an interception that was by Christian Bale. Great one-on-one battles all over the place. That was the two Germans, Volz and Ballack. Essien will take the throw. I'm not sure I've seen conditions this bad at a football match before, you know. Here's Volz. Collins John making a wonderful run. The flag just goes up on Collins John. Have you played in rain this bad over trouble?
Can I just comment on that, because Collins John there timed his run and he should have been flagged offside. Have I played in rain as bad as this? Of course I have. You're one of the younger commentators, you've got to remember that.
Global warming, I guess. Something like that. Here's Lampard. Ashley Cole with the ball in. Shevchenko is there, and so is Drogba, and neither could finish Fulham off.
Well, it's a good early ball in from Ashley Cole. The ball bypasses Shevchenko. Drogba gets in front of Bocanegra. Not good defending from the Fulham man. And Drogba, having been presented with a chance, will expect him to have tucked that away. Hits his left shin and goes past Naimi's near post.
Luis Boa-Morte then comes on for Fulham, and this will be a welcome sight actually for Fulham fans. Luis Boa-Morte, who's missed the last three with a hamstring problem, and Michael Brown gives Luis Boa-Morte the captain's armband. Brown leading the side in the absence of the Portuguese winger, and Zat Knight, who's out at the moment as well after that freak accident at home. taken quickly by Fulham. Not fit for the full 90. His effort here could cause Hilario a problem. Just for a second, the keeper might have been worrying as he scrambled back. That will be a welcome return as the injury crisis perhaps starts to ease a little for Chris Coleman.
The execution wasn't good from Boamordi, but the intentions was absolutely right. McBride has got the better of the two centre-halves this afternoon, Carvalho and Ferreira with his aerial power, so he was looking to put a good early ball in.
Heading on. Again, still coming down, but it's eased a little here as Routledge evades Lampard. Senior leaves it. Radzinski. Just changing their shape a little with the substitution that they've made. Chris Coleman is thinking about trying to tighten things up while still sneaking an equaliser. Jose Mourinho screaming down there at Andrei Shevchenko to close down on Frank Pedro a little quicker. Lampard finds Banak in space. Kalou was lurking right on the shoulder of the last defender. Boamordi past Lampard. Couldn't get past Essien though. Lampard away from Radzinski. Kalou. The handball down there, according to some of the Fulham fans who were appealing. Some of the coaching staff of Fulham as well, it has to be said. Howard Webb wants Essien to get on with it. Essien forward now. Here's Kalou. Drogba is on his own. It's still Solomon Kalou.
I'm afraid the young man picked the wrong option there. Delightful ball from Essien. Great vision he shows here. Kalou gets turned one-on-one against Christian Val and then tries to score at the near post. Wrong option, should have gone across the goal to Drogba.
Didier Drogba, already his best scoring season for Chelsea with 20 goals now. Shevchenko looking to get in behind Bocanegra, but Christian Val is across to cover. Carvalho and Banak get it away for Chelsea. Still time for Fulham to find an equalising goal. Rossinia's ball deflects here, might fall for Boamordi, but Essien is there with a vital clearance. Mistake at the back here by Makelele. Brian McBride it was who regained possession for the visitors. Here's Routledge. Plays it in early, might fall to McBride or Boamordi. Essien can't get it away.
Well, the missed kick yet again from Carvalho. It's been typical of the way Chelsea have defended this afternoon. As individuals, their game has been littered with errors.
Drogba is wide now for Chelsea. Shevchenko through the middle. Rossinia putting everything in the way. And Routledge can't keep it in. Just take one more goal for Chelsea to kill this Fulham team off. They've come here with great heart today, fantastic spirit, huge endeavour, and a work rate which has got them this far. Pass ball forward for Shevchenko. It's just not clicking for him, is it? Andrei Shevchenko. at home already this season against Aston Villa, Arsenal and Reading. Last season, the only points they dropped were in that draw against Charlton. They took 55 and 57 at home. So being another win today, unless something goes drastically wrong here. And the sort of wobble that Chelsea are having, you wouldn't bet against that perhaps. Radzinski looking for Moritz Volz, and Essien had to be brave. Kudru closed down by Drogba. Drogba keeps it in. Essien gets away from Kudru, and away from Brown. Forward by Ballack, but it hits off his own man. With Kalou looking to spring the offside trap, get him behind. Shevchenko now. What can he do here, Andrei Shevchenko? Still running, what a run! And the tackle from Bocanegra produces a Chelsea corner.
Having gone past Rosenior, just look at the position of Michael Ballack. Does well here, goes past Rosenior. If only he had just looked up, Ballack had pulled off in yards of space.
Here's the Chelsea corner. Niemi thought about coming for it and then hesitated. Bocanegra gets it away. Here's Morte, kicks it into his defender. There's Drogba hassling and hurrying down there in the corner. Kudru's throw, Chelsea win it back. Drogba with a poor ball by his standards. Bryan with the ball now for Fulham. Radzinski lets it run, but it falls nicely for him. Ashley Cole clears away. Involved in that bizarre own goal at the end of the Reading game, Ashley Cole. This is going to be a jittery final 15 minutes, you sense, for Chelsea. The way games have gone for them recently. Kudru's ball in. Hilario comes and he hasn't dealt with it properly. And that might just have been the chance to square it up.
I think Hilario has unnerved the Chelsea back four all afternoon. He comes for this. Why he elects to punch it, only he will know. Surely the first option and the easiest one is to catch this ball. He punches it, deflects off Carvalho into the foot of Routledge, who once again drags his shot badly past the post.
Shevchenko now for Chelsea. Makelele looks to twist and turn away from Brown. Shevchenko does well to control. Drogba was looking for a ball there. Shevchenko didn't set him free. Christian Val. Decent ball for Morte. Kalou is back to defend. Morte, the Fulham captain, gives it away. This time it's Ballack who comes up with a poor pass. They're edgy, there's no doubt about it, Trevor. They are edgy at the moment.
They've been edgy since the first minute. And I think it all stems from the goalkeeper and the back four not giving a foundation on which to build from. Unless you're secure at the back, you can't get a performance. And at the moment, if Chelsea win this, they'll be absolutely delighted, of course, but it's not been a great performance by any means.
Away by Ferreira. Ashley Cole has kept it in for now. That's a Fulham throw. Testing spell for Chelsea. Aston Villa away on January 2nd. And next match. Here's Lewis Morte for Fulham. Hilario outstretched. This has to come off Ferreira, sorry Trevor.
Once again another example of poor defending. Michael Essien goes under the ball, tries to attack it, falls to Morte, gets his shot away. But thankfully for Hilario, it's in the side netting.
That goes down as an Hilario save, you know. Routledge with the corner, in front of the Fulham fans. So many in there to attack it. Bocanegra is climbing. It was away by Essien. Makelele with the shove. The assistant on the far side gives the free kick. I'm not sure Howard Webb was going to. went down. Fulham have another chance to deliver. They are so good aerially in that department, though. They have perhaps got one of their best players missing. Heide Helguson is so strong in the air. The likes of Kudru, Brian McBride.
McBride's the best head of the ball, and it's interesting, you know, that Chelsea have elected to pick him up with a midfield player, that being Michael Ballack.
He's probably Chelsea's tallest player, and he's doing a very good shadow job at the moment, you know. And Brian McBride's doing his best to lose his man, and there's Brown on the back post. Ilario was there, right place, right time.
Well, Michael Brown just stood alone at the back post, nobody picking him up. And this is the effort from Bournemouth. First touch, challenge comes in, and I'm sorry, I did a discredit to Ilario. That was a great save.
Niemi away. Here's Wayne Routledge, who today, by the way, plays his 68th Premier League match. He's still yet to score a goal in this league. He's had two glorious opportunities today, and now he conceives the free kick on Frank Lampard as Jose Mourinho makes another change. And it will be Kalou who comes off here. And Bridge will be sent on. Bridge, don't forget, spent the last 5 months of last season on loan at Fulham, making 12 Premier League appearances for them. He was the subject of much transfer talk in the summer, but only recently signed a new contract here at Chelsea. And he comes on with a message from Jose Mourinho. Here's the Chelsea free kick. Back is the target. Bocanegra out-jumps him though. Drogba lurking on the edge of the D. Essien to drive! We've seen him score those.
Well, he's a man for all occasions, isn't he, Michael Essien? Driving force in midfield, now playing it right back, looking to clinch the game with this shot from 30 yards.
Fulham fans singing away in the corner. We've seen their side lead, level and losing. Forward by Bridge. Drogba keeps it in. Shevchenko's in the middle. It is Andrei Shevchenko. What an interception that was from Kudru.
Well, you can see Shevchenko winding up, thinking this is my moment, I'm going to hit this from the right foot. And then the Frenchman Kudru sticks out a despairing left foot to deny Andrei Shevchenko.
Kaczynski steals it away from Ashley Cole. Lampard can't tackle Routledge. Ashley Cole trying his best too, but even he can't stop Routledge in his path. Michael Ballack will with the use of a shoulder and an arm. And that's a Fulham free kick. Jose Mourinho not happy. Brown closed down now by Drogba. Shevchenko this time closing him down. And was there an arm raised there? Shevchenko says there was. But the free kick has gone against Chelsea again. And Jose Mourinho is on the touchline now. And he's calling Howard Webb's name, Jose Mourinho, down there. You can hear him from here.
Well, what's the point of having a technical area if they're going to allow the Chelsea manager to stray 3 or 4 yards outside?
And he's shouting at Frank Kudru now that he's taking the free kick from the wrong place. You can hear him, the ball should be here, he says. Routledge with the free kick. Kudru's ball in, could go anywhere in the 6-yard box. Chance now, and they've been pegged back again. It's Carlos Bocanegra, and the wobble continues for Chelsea. It's 2-2 in the Bridge.
Yet another missed kick from a Chelsea player, and you can't say Fulham don't deserve this. The free kick awarded against Michael Brown, a foul by Shevchenko, but it's not a missed kick. It's a mistake though from Essien with a diving header. Keeper makes the save, and Bocanegra is on hand to score from 2 yards. Kudru puts the ball in. Essien should have cleared this. Why he's trying to head it, only he will know. There's the mistimed clearance from Michael Ballack. A catalogue of errors yet again from Chelsea. Essien misses this one. Could have been cleared there from Michael Ballack. He makes a mess of it. The shot from McBride, saved with his right foot from Ilario. And Bocanegra on hand from 4 yards to put the ball into the net. What a game this has been.
Well, we talked earlier on about the way Chelsea have come from behind to earn points in 3 of their last 7 games. They've also lost 10 points this season from winning positions. And now it's one last throw of the dice from Jose Mourinho. Sean Wright-Phillips will come on, but only after this kick from Frank Lampard. Niemi is there, he spilt it. Fulham clear it away, no foul on the keeper in the eyes of Howard Webb. Lampard again. And this time the goal scorer, Bocanegra, will head away. What a game!
Well, they brought Wayne Bridge on just to seal things, to make sure they keep that lead 2-1. But now he's got to have a rethink, Mourinho. I think we'll see Wright-Phillips shortly, because they've got to go now for the winner.
Chris Coleman desperately trying to get that extra little 5-10% out of his players if he can. Well, what a game we've had here. Last season, on Boxing Day, it was 3-2. And here's the controversial free kick, not taken from the right place.
But what about the defending there? Michael Essien misses it, but then they get another chance. Michael Ballack should have got distance with the clearance, only got it as far as McBride. The shot comes in, it's a good save from Ilario, but the ball falls to Bocanegra, who couldn't possibly miss from 4 yards.
Carlos Bocanegra scored a winning goal at Newcastle this season. Second goal of the campaign, and it also comes away from home. Luis Boamorte, don't write Fulham off here, by the way, in terms of finding a winning goal, because Chelsea will commit all sorts of numbers forward. And they can't afford to have a draw here, they've got to go for a win. Here they come now. Wouldn't it be ironic if Andrei Shevchenko comes up with a winner for them? He's been pilloried this season, hammered in the papers. The fans have really stuck behind him as best they can. Essien's throw. Sean Wright-Phillips with the miscue. Will allow Essien to knock it in. Now, did that take a handball? Chelsea players are all appealing. Well, it's blatant off Brown.
I think Michael Brown gets a little nudge from Frank Lampard as he's about to challenge for the ball in the air, and as a result of that, the ball clearly strikes his arm. But thankfully for him, and for Fulham, Howard Webb, he didn't see it.
Well, Carvalho has just lunged into Brian McBride there, and Howard Webb has given Fulham another free kick. Carvalho had no chance of winning that ball, it seemed, Trevor.
It's interesting now to see what Fulham are going to do, because Bocanegra, he was the man who got the equaliser, but on this occasion he's going to stay back. I think Chris Coleman was absolutely delighted with the point.
Essien heads away, only as far as Volks, who has 1 goal today. Forward for McBride, still battling down there, and it's another Fulham free kick. And Carvalho is furious with Howard Webb.
There's absolutely no doubt about it. Carvalho trying to clear the ball, misses the ball, takes the leg of McBride, and Howard Webb on hand. Easy decision. And yet 1 or 2 more nervy moments for Chelsea and their supporters.
Well, it is the ghost of Christmas past that has come to Stamford Bridge this afternoon to haunt Chelsea. Boxing Day last year, this Fulham club came to Chelsea and really gave their neighbours a run for their money. They've done exactly the same 12 months on. Here they have a chance to perhaps take all 3 points. And what would that do for the title race? Howard Webb is trying to get this Chelsea wall back. Luis Boamorte doesn't think it's back far enough. All sorts of arguments going on, pushing and shoving, appeals to the referee. Howard Webb's got a job on his hands here. Well, all this does as well is wind down the clock, by the way. Quadru stands in the way of the wall. Brown will go looking for any rebounds. It's Wayne Routledge, and I think it came off the face of Ballack. We're into the final minute here of the 90. Stoppage time still to come. It was 2-2 in their last game against Reading for Chelsea. Still their problems in front of goal, their own goal that is, continue. Having conceded 6 in 3, they've added another 2 to that today. But it's Didier Drogba now. Is there a winner in it for Chelsea? Sean Wright-Phillips, his first touch takes it away from him. And that's a goal kick. And that was a glorious chance for Sean Wright-Phillips.
Well, it was, because if he takes this well with his first touch, he's in for a shooting opportunity. The ball goes away from him, and then, I'm afraid it was a wrong option again from Sean Wright-Phillips, trying to score at the near post. He needed to compose himself then.
Into stoppage time we go.
This is the free kick that resulted in Fulham's equaliser.
Ballack wins the header, but Radzinski wins the second ball. Boa-Morte against Essien. Still Boa-Morte, and that's a Fulham throw. Shevchenko and Drogba remain forward here for Chelsea, who are defending with their lives at the moment. Moritz Volz, still going Moritz Volz. Is there a winner in this game? Oh my word, there might well have been there for McBride.
Just when Fulham needed something at the back post to put something on the end of this, brilliant work from Moritz Volz. Only one player there, that was McBride. That could so easily have been a tap-in for the winner. But how easy did Moritz Volz ghost in there? Nobody put a challenge in, probably afraid to put a challenge in once he got in the penalty box. But you expect better defending, but that's how it's been all afternoon, I'm afraid, from Chelsea.
John Terry watching on, and he cuts a frustrated figure down there behind the Chelsea bench. He is sorely missed at the moment, and the sooner he can return for Chelsea, the better. Now Radzinski will chase down here on Carvalho. Ashley Cole on hand to help mop up. We've played almost 2 of the 3 minutes added on. Quadru heads back down for McBride. He couldn't pick out Radzinski. Into the final minute we go. Bridge and Cole. Now it's Paulo Ferreira.
It's got to go forward. They've had opportunities to stick it in there.
Drogba nudges it on. Antiniemi is there.
I don't think any neutral could deny that Fulham have deserved this point. They've played with fantastic spirit, they really have. All credit to Chris Coleman and his coaching staff. They've been positive, they've attacked Chelsea from the first minute. They've been taking the lead, they found themselves 2-1 behind, but they've come back into the game with that never-say-die attitude, and for that reason alone, they deserve to get something from this.
Time is running out here for Chelsea. Just a matter of seconds remaining in the game. Forward by Bridge, looking for Didier Drogba. Quadru is there and strong in defence. Surely the last chance now for Chelsea. Essien with the throw. Drogba all alone. Essien gets it back again. We've played the 3 minutes of stoppage time, and Howard Webb puts his whistle to his lips, and boos ring out around Stamford Bridge. Jose Mourinho applauds the endeavour and effort of Chris Coleman's Fulham team here.